sound. Some of you may be wondering, did they just have nothing else to talk about today? Why are they playing something about Cam Newton? Is this about Cam Newton? Is he going back to the Patriots? No, this is about Matt Rhule. Last year, he talked about his quarterback, who at the time was his quarterback. This year, he's talking about his quarterback some more. Here he is from yesterday, meeting with the media and talking about Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy's a tremendous professional, and Teddy's a tremendous person. And so, I think I can't speak for him. I think he's controlling what he can control. And he's having a great offseason, I'm sure. I can't wait to get him back here. And I think he's determined to play his best football next year. As far as where he stands with us, I mean, he's our quarterback. And, nothing's changed since the end of the offseason. It's really not much to add from where we started, at the end of the year. Teddy's, like I said, he's a true professional. He didn't unfollow me. I think he's just at I wouldn't read too much into anything. I think, he's in a moment right now where he's just kind of controlling what he can control, focusing on himself, focusing on his family. And I know when he gets back here, he'll be ready to go.
He's our quarterback. Nothing's changed since the offseason. No, it hasn't changed yet, and not for lack of trying. They made no secret of the fact that they tried to get Matthew Stafford.
Right.
They would like to get Deshaun Watson.
Right.
They would probably like to get Russell Wilson if he was in play, although we raised the point the other day. Scott Fitterer, the new GM, came from Seattle. Maybe he's not interested in giving up what's necessary to get Russell Wilson, but they clearly are motivated to get a franchise quarterback. They've done nothing to contain that. They've done nothing to put that story out. I mean, think about it. If the Buccaneers had been linked to efforts to get Deshaun Watson or Matthew Stafford, they would have mobilized immediately to say, if you lost your damn minds, we have Tom Brady. There was nothing like that by the Panthers to throw water on any of these stories. And Matt Rhule, I think he learned his lesson last year. Yeah. I think he was a little too effusive about Cam Newton. He was much more muted, and you could read between the tea leaves that you would say yesterday that everything he said was equivocal and conditional. He said the right words. He's trying to show respect to Teddy Bridgewater, but we all know they're trying to find a better quarterback.
No doubt. And here's when you want to read between the tea leaves there, the biggest thing is this to me, when you listen back to those quotes and everything he said there. And I always go to this. When the first thing out of the coach's mind or out of his mouth is nothing to do with what he is on the football field, and it's, oh, he's a great person, and he's a great leader, and, he's a true professional, that tells you it all. If it was a truly talented, we love this guy, he's one of the best there is, he's got this great, that great, this great, right? When you start with that, that's where sometimes where even in the draft process, I hear guys go down that line. I want to go, are you listening to yourself? You've made 3 points about the player, and none of it has to do with on the field. So you're showing bias in your scouting right there. Well, they're just showing, he's saying it to you. Yeah, they like all the intangibles, but there's tangibles on the field that are less than. And listen, you're going to look at these stats and all that, and it's not bad. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. It doesn't matter. It's like you and I have talked about many a times. Those turnovers happen in the worst of times. There was way more plays and yards and touchdowns there to be had by that Carolina Panthers offense with the weaponry they had. And that's where I think Carolina goes back to it and goes, no, we're too damn good, to be throwing for 248 yards per game and only 15 touchdown passes. With last year, they might have had the best receiving trio in football, or it's up there in that conversation. So again, Teddy Bridgewater, I love the story, the human being and all of that, but he's no more than a bridge year quarterback or a really high-end backup, in my opinion. And I think Carolina came to that, justification. And I would expect them to still be in the quarterback market, whether it's the draft or a trade here as we go on.
But what were they thinking when they gave him a 3-year, $66 million contract? He's still got a lot of guaranteed money this year,
I don't know. They got into a guy, hey, he knows our system, all that. I've thought like, oh, wait, you got him from a guy in your division? Did you guys call Sean Payton and he told you how awesome he was and sold it because he was like, yeah, you guys have him. I don't want you getting anybody too talented in our division. Teddy Bridgewater's great. He'll know your offense and do all those things. No, I think they were in a spot where they didn't know what to do last year. There wasn't anybody quite available at the time and all of that. So, yeah, they're going to end up wasting some money on Teddy Bridgewater. There's no doubt about that. But I don't expect him to be the quarterback as the offseason goes on. I think they draft someone at a number 8, or like you said, the Deshaun Watson thing becomes very real. And again, we haven't heard Deshaun Watson any link to him wanting to go to Carolina. That'd be one team I've continued to say. If I were him or I was advising him, I'd go, hey, look at this Carolina team a little harder. You could go there and kind of be Superman in a hurry, and the team itself is not far behind to where they can be legit here in the next 2 to 3 years.
You mentioned Sean Payton and what he may have said last year about Teddy Bridgewater before the Panthers signed him. I kind of wondered the same thing when he was with us 5 weeks ago.
Joe Brady was the
Jameis
OC.
Winston.
Yeah.
But talking about Jameis Winston and going on and on about Jameis Winston, like if this is a guy you really want to keep, should you really be that over the top with your praise for Jameis Winston, or should you be trying to get him signed to a new contract and hold the praise for the day that you have the press conference announcing that Jameis Winston's staying with the team? So look, this is the game that they play. This is the life that they've chosen. Sometimes you get the truth, sometimes you don't. It's always better strategically to conceal the truth.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.